We are live, folks, in the studio today, Smoky Mountain neighborhood, here on Mountain Fun Life, with my special guest, Ralph Grubb, talking about Medicare and how it can affect your life, being ready for that time in your life and what to do and what not to do. Bob, roll that promo. Guys, I'm here to talk to you about something that a lot of us don't like talking about because it means we're getting older. But there is one thing to say: if you're not getting older, something else has happened. And I'd rather get older than the other thing. And today I've got a special guest. Ralph Grubb's in the studio with us today. He's talking about Medicare and how it can affect your life. And with me, just hitting the big 5-0 means Medicare is right around the corner. Well, Ralph, tell us a little bit about you, man.
Well, whenever I first started in the financial services industry, Ronald Reagan was president.
Oh, wow.
So that was 1986.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of changes. When I started, the Dow Jones was at 750.
Oh,
it's
Lord.
now at almost 25,000. So changes from here, from there. I got started with Medicare in 2006 whenever President Bush passed the Part D Medicare drug benefit. That's when all the different plans started to come into being and all the different people started offering the different types of plans. Prior to that, it was a Medicare supplement with no prescription coverage. Used to, people had to pay for all of their prescriptions out of their own pocket. So I've seen a lot of changes. I've seen companies come and go. I've seen companies come into the healthcare business that are now no longer in business because of the Affordable Care Act. A lot of insurance companies now have just backed away from individual health insurance. So my primary focus is on Medicare and helping people understand that maze.
Well, that's an important thing too, folks. You know, like I said, Medicare is one of those things that we probably don't think about, but in actuality, you really do need to think about. And there's the right way of doing it and the wrong way of doing it. And if you get your information from the wrong people, it can really throw you in a whirlwind, I'm sure.
Sure. Well, I mean, that's one of the key things. A lot of people now are trying to do Medicare plans because used to, you could make a good living selling individual health insurance. Now everybody and their brother is trying to do Medicare, and a lot of them have just gotten started in the business. They don't understand about which doctors are in network, what a Medicare supplement is, what a Plan N is versus a Plan G. If you don't specialize in one area, and 90% of what I do in the insurance industry is Medicare. So I make it a point to focus on that one item so that I understand the ins and the outs of the business.
Now that can make a big difference, especially with the expense.
Yes.
You make a wrong choice on something and don't have the right coverage or know what you need to know about Medicare, you can really throw yourself in a doozy.
I mean, it's absolutely amazing whenever you start talking about kidney dialysis, a kidney transplant, a heart transplant, which drugs will cover that heart transplant, which drugs are on what formulary. Is a Medicare supplement the right way to go, or is a Medicare Advantage the right way to go? That's what it means to have an independent insurance agent that is licensed with all the companies so that you know which one to go with. Exactly which plan would be right for you. Is a Plan G or a Plan N better for you on a Medicare supplement, or a Plan F? Do you travel? Exactly all those types of things. I try to find out what people's goals are whenever I sit down with them and make sure that they've got the right plan to take care of them. And they call it our golden years, but I'm telling everybody to try to travel before you hit 65 so you can actually walk up the stairs and go to where you want to go, because everybody wants to retire and travel at 70, and things start breaking down at 70. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's just
true.
the way it is.
But hover round's always there, right? Hover round.
Yeah.
Hover round. Remember that commercial? The lady's up on top of the mountain and she's hover round. It's always awesome, fun stuff. Well, one of the questions I did have for you is, what do you specialize in? But we kind of already
Medicare.
We've already talked about that in Medicare. There is nothing. I mean, there's really no reason for someone not to check into their Medicare options. I mean, right? I mean, everybody should check into it.
Well, what happens as we get up to 60, You can start taking your Social Security at 62. I bet 50 to 60% of the people out there, at least 50 to 60%, have never gone onto the Social Security website to check and see exactly how much your check's going to be.
Right.
Met with this lady this past week. She was self-employed, so she didn't pay a whole lot into the system. Her check is $630 a month. And that's what she has to live on. She's got to pay her rent, her car payment, her groceries, her gas bill. Thank goodness she's got a daughter that can help, but this lady qualifies for a special plan for very low-income people. And I told her, we've got time before your Medicare goes into effect, and we'll help. The state of Tennessee is going to help you with it. But that's where you just need to know how to talk to people. They need to go on the Social Security website prior to 62, see how much their check's going to be.
Wow.
Is it going to be beneficial for them to delay it until 66 or possibly even 70? If you're still working, you don't need to start your Social Security. Let it build up. If you're still working, you can delay your Medicare. You don't have to take your Medicare Part B if you've got group coverage. So let it just continue to build and let it grow and stuff. And hopefully the Medicare system is going to be safe because Congress knows how many seniors vote.
Right.
So they're going to protect it. And that's one of the key things about it is the Medicare benefits are going to be safe. I don't care all these scaremongers that are out there that tell you Medicare is going away, that they're going to vote it away, that the new administration is going to take it away from you. That's a bunch of hooey.
Yeah, the scare tactics.
I mean, they're just trying to sell stuff.
Right. Well, in this Medicare world, there's a lot of choices.
Yes.
So why is it that somebody should choose you, Ralph Grubb, Medicare specialist?
Okay. Before I go into any appointment, I have this thing, do no harm. You go in there, you find out exactly what the people have, what are they looking for. Do they have a plan from the state of Tennessee that retired with them? Do they have POMCO? Do they have TRICARE? Exactly what they have. I want to be sure that those people understand how their plan works before they have to use it. Because most people don't use their insurance and don't know how good it is or how bad it is until they use it.
Right.
You have to understand where it is. Give you an example. Met with a lady. She's still working part-time for the school system. Well, she's got a plan on there. She's got a very high deductible. Now she's got Medicare Part A that will coordinate with her group plan. Taking a look at her prescriptions, she's paying $10 for a 90-day supply on her group plan, on one of her prescriptions. If she had gone on to Medicare Part D, then that one prescription would have cost her $47 a month. She had two other ones that were going to cost $47 a month. So she's already, her Medicare is going to cost her $134. Her prescriptions are already $120. Her plan's going to be another $107. She's paying $50 a month for her group insurance. So I advised her, delay your Part B, go to the Social Security office and use that word, delay your Part B because you have group coverage. And I advised her to stay on a group plan. Do no harm. Make sure that the people that you meet with are better when you leave than they were whenever you walked in the door.
Right. So, I mean, you saved her, in essence, just by that meeting with her. You saved her, what, a couple $100 a month?
Close to $300.
$300 a month. Mm. And in somebody that's getting $600-700 a month in Social Security, and I don't know if that's the same lady or not,
different lady, but
at the same time, if you're talking about $300 a month, that's $3,600 a year.
Yeah.
You know, that's a nice vacation to the Bahamas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, she was thankful because I looked at her and I said, I'm not going to make anything by telling you to do this.
Right.
But you need to stay on your group coverage. But I hope because I left her in a better spot than when I met her, she'll tell somebody about me.
Right, right. And folks, I can tell you this. I've known Ralph for probably close to 15 years. And I've never heard anybody say anything bad about him. Not once. And in insurance,
I haven't talked to my wife.
Well, I doubt very seriously she'd have anything bad to say about you, brother. There ain't no way that's going to happen. But, the longer you know people, and it's one thing for me is when I bring people on the show, it's very important to me that I know who these people are and what other people think about them. Because if you're watching this show, not only are you getting information, but I also want you to know that you can trust the people that I have on the show. the show's not about me. I bring people in and have them ask me. It's like, I want to know what it is that you know so you can get it out to the masses. There's a lot of times we just really don't know what we don't know. We might think that we're going to be okay, especially with Medicare. We might think we're going to be okay if your Social Security check's coming up. I've never heard anybody, and I do a lot of networking around everywhere I go, and I've been what I consider a professional networker for over 20 years, and I've never heard anybody say, go to the Social Security website and find out what your Social Security check's going to be when you turn 62 or 65 or 70. That is so important for people to know. I mean, I know I've never done it, but I'm still young. Well, in my eyes, I am. The older I get, I realize that, age is just a number, and the only way we realize we're getting older is when we look in the mirror. That's the truth. Or we look in the sink and there's a bunch of hair in the sink because your hair's falling out. But, it looks like I have hair, but I have hair in the sink every day. I'm sorry, honey, sooner or later it might not all be there. But, I think it's awesome. Plus the fact that you've been doing this for a long time.
Yes.
You've been part of this system for a long time. So you know the ins and outs of Medicare.
Well, it's 12 years just in the Medicare field.
Yeah. And that's so important, people. I just want to reiterate that. If you're getting close to those golden years, they always say golden years, but if you're getting close to 62, I mean, what does it take, and I might be, I'm not really sure, but what does it take when does Medicare start becoming an issue for people?
That's a very good question. Medicare is at 65. Your Part A is assigned to you automatically because you've paid into the system all the years. It doesn't cost you anything. You've paid into it. Your Medicare Part B, you can either opt to get it, deny it, or delay it. If you take it, under today's current rules, somebody new to Medicare will be $134 a month. Now, if you are on disability prior to 65, after 2 years you get your Medicare. So it's either at 65 or less than 65 due to disability. And either or, those people can look at the different plans, and just depending on what they need, then we can help them pick the right plan.
That's great. Man, it's been a great show, folks. We're out of time. Ralph, tell people how in the world they can get in touch with you.
The easiest way to get me is 865-466-3716. That is my cell phone. That is normally, it's in the car today, and I don't take it in meetings with me, but I return my cell phone as quickly as possible, and I try to return all calls before the sun goes down.
Do you have a Facebook page or a website?
We have a Facebook page, Affordable Insurance Solutions, on Facebook. You can email me at ralphgrubb@comcast.net. I will respond.
Great. Well, Ralph, thanks so much for being here today. I think you had a lot of great things to say. Folks, as always, open a door for somebody, smile at them. They may think you're weird, but guess what? They are going to smile back. So with that, have a great day, folks. We'll talk to you later.